Hello YouTube, welcome back to the C Sharp with SQL Server tutorials from Leadsoft Training Center and IT Solutions. I am here, Mr. Suraj Pawar will be demonstrated how to use a stored procedure to insert the values to SQL Server table. For that, we require Visual Studio as well one SQL Server. I have installed SQL Server 2012 in my laptop, so I'm opening it. We just firstly create a table, a database called as student demo that will be used to store the procedure values inside their tables, and the one table name is called as student info. Alright, I'm just going to connect my SQL Server database. Okay, it is connected. Then we have to create the database first. For that, I just right click on the database, click on new database. Type the name of database here. The database name is student, and then click on OK. Alright, student is created. Now we have to create the table. So expand the table again, right click on the table, click on new. Alright, here I am designing my table. First student name and varchar 50, then student name, then we will go for the address and varchar 50 again, email and varchar 50 again, contact number and varchar 50. So these four values are going to be stored in our database. So I'm just saving the table name is called as student info. Alright, so we have to create a UI first to store these values. So I'm going to create my UI by using Visual Studio. I have Visual Studio 2017. The stored procedure are stored in this, like we just have to create the stored procedure like this. First we are going to create our UI. Alright, I'm just creating my Windows Form application. Type the name stored proc demo and click on OK. As we want to store the four values of the database, in the last tutorial we having seen about how to connect our SQL Server database to our C# application. If you are not getting that how to connection will be get succeed, then you just follow the previous video so you can get all the connection types and all. I'm just going to the property window and changing some properties, like the start position of this form will be central of the screen. Then I'm changing the font as well as border style. I'm setting the border style to the none, changing the font of that form My favorite font is Centric Gothic. Size will be 12. Alright, so here have been, we have to store the four values by using stored procedures. So I'm going to add the panel here, dock to the top again, changing its background color. I'm setting it to the app workface. Alright, now I'm adding a label here. Okay, writing the text of this label, C# application to stored db values by using stored procedure. Alright, then I'm clicking it dock to the top. Okay, then I am just fetching the edges of the form by using Bonofu Eclipse, and just edges of the form, the edges radius will be 8, and see here the edges are getting circled now, right? Alright, we have to store the four values, and these four values are like this. So I'm just writing the label and the text fold here. Label, the name of label, first name. Alright, then I'm just copy it, paste it here. Another is address, email and contact number. Alright, I'm clicking down here address, then we have to use another label for the contact number, and the last label is our email address. We have to change the sequence. Email address. Okay, I'm just dragging out. Okay, I'm just formatting it. Alright, then we need a text boxes, drag and drop down here. Alright, I'm changing some property of this text boxes as name to the txt name, and border style will be fixed single. Alright, I'm just copy that text box and put it down here, copy, paste, and for the address we are using multi-line of text box. Okay, for the email again, just copy and paste down at here. For the contact number again, copy, paste down the corresponded text box. So I'm just aligning my labels. Alright, then we need one panel again, and the dock of this panel will be bottom. Alright, and changing the back color to the active caption, and here I'm using some buttons to store and exit from the application. Alright, I'm using .NET bar button X here. Alright, so this is my save button. The text button name is save, and I'm just adding the symbol here. Alright, changing the size shape of this item to shape. I'm just adding the radius here by manually, and just click on OK. Alright, my save button is ready now. I'm just copy that again and click paste on the panel, and just right here exit. Okay, if I'm clicking on exit, then the application must be closed. So by that, for that we have to double click on the exit button and type the code application dot exit, which helps to exit from the running application. And as we are using SQL Server database, we have to add a new namespace file system.data.sql client. Alright, and for making the connection we require one object of the SQL connection, and I'm for the connecting the SQL connection we require connection string. So I am declaring my connection string in a string, and we are going to copy this connection string like this. Go to the tools. By this video in the last video we are going to discuss about how to connect our SQL Server database to our C# application. So by these steps I'm going to connect now. Alright, by default I'm selecting SQL client. Just browse for the server name. Sometimes it will require some time to connect a SQL server to our application. We have to type manually from the PC. I want to select my database name is student, then we have to click on the test connection succeed, and then click on OK. Alright, from here we want to get connection string. Just click on that. Here is our connection string. You just have to copy and paste it down here. Okay, alright, so first we have to naming the text boxes. Text box for the address is txt add. Text boxes for the mail is txt email. Text boxes for contact number is txt cont. And these are the buttons. All right, just we are formatting our form, our UI like this. Okay, now we are done about, and I'm just resize my form to okay. All right, okay, just we are running our program. We are not encoding something to store the values to our database. We just adding the connection string and the SQL Server namespace file to our code and the exit application code. I'm just debugging my application. The debugging is just started. Alright, this is our application. Here we can add our data, and by clicking on save code we have to save our data to the SQL Server table, and by exit we can exit from the application. So for that, to store a data by using stored procedure in SQL Server, we have to write the procedure first. Just expand the programmability, and right click on stored procedure, click on this new stored procedure. All right. Okay. All right, I'm creating my store procedure as, I'm just typing here author Suraj. Not necessary that would be the part. I'm just deleting it. Okay, create the procedure, and the name of procedure would be uh, insert proc student. All right, and we require some parameter. We want the 4 parameters from here: student name, address, and email and contact number. So student name @student name, which should be in a varchar 50, sorry, 50. Okay, then comma, another is address, again varchar 50, again comma. Oh, just I am formatting it, comma, address, then email again varchar 50, comma, contact number varchar 50. Okay, as begin with like insert into table name first. Insert into the name of table is student info. The parameters are like student name, then address, then email, then contact number, and the values are very first student name, comma, then address, comma, email, comma, and the last attribute is our contact number. All right, we just have to select all and execute it. Command successfully created. So I'm just saving my store procedure name. All right, we just have to click the refresh. So here insert proc student stored procedure has been created. Now we have to use that store procedure to our C# code like the same. All right. Okay, now for the save button, we just first open up our connection and then insert the values to our table. All right, for this opening a connection, we have to initialize our SQL connection object, then assign the connection string to it. The connection string will be stored in connection string variable, and then connection will be open. All right, then we have to create the SQL command object to working with the SQL stored procedure. SQL command, right, SQL command equal to new SQL command dot connection equal to open connection, and SQL command dot command type equal to command type dot text. Here we can as well do one thing. Here we can pass the store procedure name and the connection to. The store procedure name is what? Insert proc student. All right, insert proc student and the connection CM. Okay, and then we have to pass the parameter to our command. Then how to pass sql dot parameter dot add equal to new sql parameters. The first parameter name is at the rate student name, and the value of this student name will be provided for the text box name. Alright, then we have to add the remaining parameters too. I'm just copy that particular code, paste it down to the next three. We are having the 4 parameters. So the next is address. The address will be stored in txt add. Right, the next is email. Email can be stored in txt email, and the last is contact number will be stored in cont. Okay, all the parameters are getting added here. This is the code which helps for opening the SQL DB connection. Alright, this code is for creating SQL command type and connection, and this code is for adding parameter to our stored procedure. Okay, then we have to execute it. Execute the command. The command can be executed like sql command dot execute non-query and we are showing a message box here, message box dot show data adding successfully. Alright, and the connection will be closed. Okay, alright, this is the code by which we can add our values to the table by using stored procedure. So I'm going to execute it. Rebuild started again. Alright, so first of all we have to check our database that the database is exit some values or not. Alright, there are none of the values. Okay, we are just adding the values, the name Suraj Pawar, address at post Osmanabad, email Suraj Pawar 419@gmail.com, the contact number 9096. Alright, we just have to save. Some error occurred here. just we have to what the connection said. Expect the parameter student name which is not supplied. Oh sorry, we just changed the name of that particular proc student name. Alright, okay. by there are some spelling mistakes, that's why we occur that problem. another way to add the values are like this, right? Add with value, then here we can define the name of parameter in a string. The first parameter is student name, and the value of this parameter is txt name dot text. Alright, just we have to copy the add with value. I can copy, I'm here, I am copy, I'm here. Alright, then we just delete this. Again we are deleting this, and the last but very sweet, we are deleting this too. Alright, we are debugging again the same project. Sorry, the error occurred here. I'm not closing the process. Now we are going to execute it. Alright, I'm typing the name Suraj Pawar, addressed at post Osmanabad, email suraj@gmail.com. This is my contact number. Save it, and it will says data adding successfully. Now check to our SQL server. Just select, and this is our data that would be added by the stored procedure. In the last video we are going to learn about how to connect our SQL server to C# application, and in this video, by this way, we are going to store the user values by using stored procedure to the SQL server table. Thanks for watching this video. This is my channel. This is my name of channel, Leadsoft IT Solutions. Kindly subscribe the channel to get more updates regarding the C# tutorials, and just keep going on. Alright, thank you so much.